Hello, I'm Liviu Bolan, and today I will speak about Git Three-trees architecture. So let's get started. As you can see in this diagram, a file in Git may be in these three states: the working copy, the staging, and the repository. These three states you may think of like on different directories. In this context, directory and tree are most of the same thing. When you are working with Git, first you are working on this area, on the working copy of your project. After this, you do a git init and you add the files to the staging state using git add. After you add the files to the staging state, you commit the changes using git commit to the repository tree. If you want to take the latest changes from the repository and take them to the working copy, you will have to use the git checkout command. Most of the version control systems are using only two-trees architecture. Why is using Git the staging state? The reason is that when you are using git add, you can add a set of files, and after this you can commit a snapshot of that changes. So here you may modify, for example, 3 files and add them to the staging state, and after this you can commit at once all these 3 changes. But let's see how this works. As you can see here, I'm on a virtual machine, and if I type ls -al, you will see that I have here 3 files and the .git directory. If I type git status, you will see that no changes are made here. And if I type git log, you will see that I have only one initial commit here. Now, let's type ls again and make some changes here. For example, I will type echo content file 1.txt, and here I will add this content to file 1.txt. After this, I will rename file 2 using git mv file2.txt to file 2-2.txt, and I will use the echo command again, and I will write some new text inside of file 3.txt file. Now, if I type git status, you will see that the renamed file are changes to be committed, and Git is telling me that if I want to unstage the files, I have to use git reset head. So these files, the files listed here, are inside of my staging state. Now, if I use git add, for example, file 2.txt, and use git status again, you will see that file 1.txt is added to the staging state here. But file1 and file22.txt have different modifiers. Here I modified the content of file1.txt, and for file2.txt I renamed the file to file22.txt. Now these files are ready to be committed, so they are in the staging state. And now if I use git commit -m and then let's say modify file 1 and 2 and hit enter, now if I use git status, only file 3 is modified but not committed. This file, which is modified but not committed, currently is inside of my working copy of my project. If I type git log, you'll see that a new commit is shown here. But what I want you to remember is that the rename of a file and the adding the modification of another file were both added to the staging file, and after this the changes were committed to the repository. So you can add sets of file using git add, and you can commit a snapshot of changes using git commit. What is interesting to remember is that if I type ls -al is the following: the working copy of your project state is stored inside of the current working directory here, but the staging and the repository state are stored inside of the .git directory. So this is the Git Three-trees architecture. If you want to learn more about Git, about Ubuntu server, about web technologies, you can watch my tutorials on YouTube and also check out my website livyubalan.com. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.